Alrighty. What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
Good. We haven't done this in a while.
We haven't. I've been out.
You have. You're out setting trends around the world.
I was jet setting
You
is
were.
what the kids say.
Yeah.
You know, I was jet setting.
Yeah.
I was in Europe for 17 days.
It's exciting.
It was honestly, it was great. I hadn't been to Europe since 2007. So I was a young lad. Yeah, we went. It was our honeymoon. We paired it up with a friend's wedding that his Italian family did like a table for them, and we ate for 4.5 or 5 hours, and we were just pounding homemade red wine. So that was fun.
Yeah, nice.
I was in Spain also visiting my friend Maria that I went to culinary school with, and she took us around Madrid. So we were in Madrid for 2.5 days, and then I went back to the motherland. I went to Greece for a week and a half.
Sacrifice any goats?
No goats.
Yeah.
I mean, there were goats, but I didn't sacrifice any.
Okay.
Actually, I had one lamb dish, and that was about it. Not a lot of
lamb.
No, I did have a lot of rooster this time around, which was
Rooster?
a lot of rooster. I don't know what was going on.
Is there an influx of them over there?
I have no idea. My grandmother told me, she was like, "Oh, I got this rooster," and I said, "Okay, cool." So she made it, and then
Does it taste like chicken?
yeah, just
Yeah.
more bones, you know.
Yeah.
And then I went to another restaurant
And
on
you
an
had a rooster?
island, and the guy was like, "You got to have the rooster," and I said, "What the fuck is going on,
Yeah,
dude?"
really.
I was on an island. He didn't recommend any seafood either, so that was weird. But yeah, we had a really good time.
Good.
It was a much needed vacation, a much needed trip.
Nice.
Kind of a
Oh, welcome
reset.
back.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pleasure to be back. You know,
Is it though?
You know, I got off that plane and I said I could get back on another one and go right back over there.
You could have been stowaway.
You know, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Next time.
So what else? Fall's here. You got your vest on?
The fall is here.
You got do you have your UGG boots on?
I don't own.
Are you going to go apple picking? What are your fall plans?
Working is always a big one.
Okay, all right.
Fall kind of brings me to the 86 list for us.
Oh,
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you already ate it. Like you're already you've been hanging on to this. I feel like you've been hanging on to it.
Ever since I'd known we were going to start doing the podcast when we launched it earlier this year, I knew that I would have this for the fall.
Okay. Because you knew it was already going to happen, or it already bothers you, or what is it?
It already bothers me. I think it bothers a lot of other people too. They just don't want to admit that it bothers them.
Okay.
Some people, it's like a pilgrimage for them.
What do you?
I am 86ing the fucking pumpkin spice that comes out in August.
That's fair.
Like, fuck me.
Just like
every
let the
goddamn
holiday have the holiday.
Well, let it get cold. Like, we're fucking, we're recording this in October, so we're like 2 weeks out of actual summer. And then August 20, whatever, they already have pumpkin spice. And like, as soon as pumpkin spice season comes in, it's like 9 degrees outside. People got their vests on, their Uggs, their long sleeves, and they're walking around with their fucking pumpkin spice latte, pumpkin spice this, pumpkin spice that, the donut, the whatever. Football hasn't even started yet. Like, give me a fucking break.
But I mean, I'm with you because I don't like when I like holidays that have their moment.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
In like Thanksgiving, always gets shunned. Let's be real.
Well, I don't think it gets shunned for us.
No, it gets shunned from the general public.
You think so?
I think so. I do. I think that it doesn't get its spotlight, but it's always overshadowed by Christmas.
You think it's overshadowed by Halloween though?
100%, especially now. Here's the thing: like now, Halloween is such a big thing.
Yeah.
But Christmas has always been a big thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then now they have like black Christmas trees that people are putting up.
True.
For Halloween.
I will say, I guess if besides the pumpkin spice crap that comes out really fucking early, there is all the Halloween section, and then they skip right over Thanksgiving section and go right to Christmas.
No cornucopias.
Yeah.
No one's getting a cornucopia
no one's
anymore.
getting a cornucopia. This is true.
It's like they're like the stuff they have fall decor.
Yeah, it's all lumped together. It comes out in August with the pumpkin spice. It's all
it does. Home Goods just transforms.
Yeah.
From shitty summer stuff to fake cornucopias and weird statues.
I don't know if you need to say home goods is shitty. You and I have decorated whole restaurants with home
but
goods.
what I'm saying, I know, like Home Goods is great. I'm not knocking a Home Goods. People do not come for me, and people that go to Home Goods are generally the ones that get in the pumpkin spice lattes.
This is true. This is true. Yeah.
So we don't allow holidays to have. I think that's your bigger issue. I don't think it's the pumpkin spice.
No, it is. It is. It is.
I think I generally think you're just not letting people. The season's not getting its time. The holiday's not getting its time.
It is like, what is the obsession? Like, I don't drink pumpkin spice. Right.
Nor do I.
I don't. If I want something that's like that, I'll put cinnamon on my coffee.
So bad.
So I don't like it in general. But I just think that it's just fucking way too early. Like, have your moment, let your moment shine, like the end of September, because you're going to have it until pretty much December.
Well, I actually just had a conversation with somebody about this. It's funny that you bring this up. It was 2 days ago.
Okay.
This person is part of the Gen Z.
Okay.
What is it? Age bracket generation. And she told me she was drinking this big ass venti pumpkin spice fucking thing. I actually looked at it and I said, I really just want a coffee, but I don't want that.
Yeah.
And she told me, she was like, yeah, I just have to get it in now because then the holiday drinks come out. So like all the Christmas, the peppermint, the
cranberry,
chocolate,
white chocolate,
all that.
Yeah.
She goes, so I have to get it in now because if I don't, then I'm going to miss out.
Yeah.
So
telling you, it's like a fucking pilgrimage. These people, it's like, some people, backpack Europe. These people backpack to fucking Starbucks.
I mean, they're backpacking, but they're just. I mean, I don't know. I think I used to have a problem with it.
No, I still have a problem.
But then I'm just like, you know what? As long as they're not hurting anybody, let's just.
Because the problem is that people, obviously we run a bakery as part of the restaurant group, so people will come in at the end of August and be like, "Where's the pumpkin spice?" And I'm like, "Fucking apples not in goddamn season." Like, the pumpkins are still growing.
Well, it's because Starbucks.
And it's not even pumpkin spice is just fall spices. People have this like misconception. It's nutmeg, cinnamon, clove, allspice, ginger. That's what it is. Make your own, people.
It's not the same.
It's not the same because Starbucks has monopolized it?
Yes. And they have their own blend. They have their own. Look, my wife drinks chais, oat milk chais.
Okay.
She gets them from different places. She's fine. Even when she makes them at home, she goes, it just doesn't taste. And she's not like, oh, I need to go to Starbucks.
Right.
She's not that type of person, but she prefers the one from Starbucks.
Because they put cocaine in it.
Probably. I don't know what they do. Like, here's the thing.
It's like a McDonald's French fry.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's exactly it. Sometimes it's like you want what you want.
Right, but could we just wait for it not to be 90 degrees outside? Because it's been hot still.
Yes.
It's been warm. Like, this week has been the first chillier week. It's been in the 60s.
Correct.
But like, it's 90 degrees, and I'm telling you, these people are walking around with their hot pumpkin spiced crap.
They got to get it in before they have to get their peppermint mochas.
Right, in 90 degree weather with their fucking 19 pounds of whipped cream and their caramel drizzle. That drink alone is your calorie intake for the day.
Oh, I know.
So no, I'm 86ing it.
That's fine. Can we talk about how Thanksgiving doesn't have a coffee?
I mean,
we're gonna do like a gravy, a gravy float.
I mean, to be fair, what I drink on Thanksgiving is pretty much coffee and Baileys, which you gave me shit for last time.
Well, yeah, dude. Like, you and you're like, oh, I drink coffee and Baileys.
Yeah, I don't put any milk because I usually use oat milk or something along the lines of that in my coffee, and I just replace that with, it becomes a creamer. It's just a boozy creamer.
I know. I guess I just don't like it.
Baileys?
Yeah, it's fine.
You like Kahlua?
No, I just don't like. I think I'm like a purist when it comes to coffee.
Oh, well, yeah, you drink your coffee black.
Black. Dude, I was drinking so much coffee in Europe. Like, it was borderline. Like, it was probably unhealthy. Yeah, that definitely. It was just like on every corner. It was so easy.
I mean, I've had a couple of your frappes.
Yeah, dude.
And 2 of those will fucking keep me up.
Well, we had 2 of those, and it was 4 shots of espresso and 2 fucking
spoons of instant coffee.
Yeah, and my heart was pounding.
Yeah, yeah.
And we ate.
You're talking about the time that we did or the time that you just did?
That we did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah. But you did that probably in Europe.
Yeah, but it was a little more spread out.
True. Yeah.
You know, I was having like 7 espresso shots a day.
I mean, to be fair, we were, chewing and screwing, as they say, where we had to go back to work.
We did.
So, but that's what I'm 86ing.
I'll allow it. That's fine.
I feel like this will get traction. I think we might just get
We're gonna get hate mail.
That's fine. We've gotten actually, surprisingly enough, we had our first email come in from.
I don't know. You manage all that.
I do from your sister.
Oh,
and it was, and I'm pulling it up so I don't get it incorrect while I'm here. And the title, the subject of the email was Superior Condiment, and it was a big bowl of tzatziki.
See, told you.
Big bowl of tzatziki.
There is.
You go. I will say there was no herbs in the tzatziki. I thought that
no. So it's like I put a little bit of dill, but like just for a little bit of color.
I mean, I think there was some kind.
People don't put. Dill in
there is dill.
Yeah,
it's dried, so you can tell your sister to use some fresh herbs.
You just told her.
Yeah, and fresh herbs.
She's gonna come at you.
Fresh herbs, please. I mean, it looks. I thought it was fennel seeds for a minute.
Oh,
so fresh herbs. I mean, nowadays you can get a lot of fresh herbs.
Yeah.
So I imagine that a pound of dill would not last very long in a Greek household because the vat that she made here in this picture of tzatziki.
It's fine, dude.
So
don't even. Why are you shaming people's tzatziki intake?
I'm not shaming. I'm just saying you should use fresh.
He's
dill.
coming for you, people.
No,
all right.
You should use fresh dill.
He hates tzatziki.
I don't hate it. If I've had tzatziki with dry dill and fresh dill, and you cannot tell me that the dry dill tastes better.
No, I'm not saying it does.
Right.
I'm not.
So as a chef, you should be telling your sister to use fresh dill, fresh herbs.
I'm just proud that she's supporting me. Okay. Being bullied here.
No one's being bullied.
Okay.
I'm just saying fresh herbs.
Diana, you hear that? You got to have fresh herbs.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I'm really sorry, but.
Do you agree with me or not?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. So
and she's now I'm going to get yelled at. Okay.
It seems like a you problem, not a me problem.
All right. She's bigger than me. All right.
She does work out more than you.
She definitely does work out for me. I haven't worked out since I've been back. So.
Did you work out when you were in Europe?
Yeah.
You walked a lot. So.
22,000 steps to the fucking Parthenon. Okay. Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah. All right. My leg day didn't stand a chance. My ass was numb, dude. Like, it was bad.
You can insert any comment that you want after Christo's sentence there. That's going to get AI'd forever.
Leg day, man. Here's the thing. It paid off. Like, working out before this trip, it paid off because those hills and mountains and everything that we were walking on, we went to Pompeii. Mm-hmm. There's no roads. I mean, there's roads, but they're not paved.
Was it just cobblestone or are they just dirt?
It was cobblestone.
Yeah.
And if you were not ready for it, you were gonna twist an ankle and fall on your fucking face.
I'm sure. I mean, I did see the shirtless picture of Yaya putting sunscreen on you.
Yeah, dude.
Like, she's looking out for you.
Dude, always, man.
Yeah. She had like a sun hat on.
She did, man. Yeah. She came to the beach with us.
That's why she looks good for her age because she doesn't let sun hit the complexion.
No, dude. She's almost 90.
I mean, she looks like she's in like her 60s.
She doesn't play no games.
Yeah.
She's got her cane now though, but she like hates using it.
But you see some people that are in their 60s that like look 150.
Yeah.
Like Yaya age 12.
We got good skin. All right. What do you want me to tell you?
Well, I just think in general, people like tanning in this country and people don't protect their skin and what you put in your body. Obviously, as you just found out, like the quality of the food is 10 times better. I think even the fast food is better than the food that is normal. That is the good food here, the nutritional food here. Their fast food is better because the regulations, like when I just came back from London, the regulations on what you eat out there is unreal.
Correct. I mean, they're getting rid of all the dyes. They're banning a lot of things, and people are upset about it. But at the end of the day, it's
killing you.
Yeah, like people are more fit in Europe, and it's not like they're hitting the gym and popping vitamins and shit like that, like we do here to supplement what we eat. They're walking places, and their food is just better. There's
a book that I read. It was required reading in college. And I think it talks about the food and like just the simple of like corn being fed to cows in this country and like how we process, like we GMO the corn so that we have plenty of corn. It's called The End of Food. It's a really good book. It will make you not want to eat, but it's similar to like those documentaries that talks about all that shit. But the first couple of pages talks about how we genetically modify corn so that we have an abundance of corn so that the cows can eat it. So now this, cow that you're eating that's had this GMO food and so forth and so on, which is why people go now for grass-fed. That's a big movement now, is that even Aldi sells grass-fed beef now.
Well, the issue with that is like there's nothing wrong with it. Like it's good, but the cost of it here in the United States is astronomical.
Good food. Like the unprocessed stuff.
Like,
well, yeah.
It's for me to go grocery shopping for
Yep.
my wife and I, it's,
A couple $100 for a
couple
week.
$100, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're really buying anything like
Right.
special.
Yeah.
I'm not buying, we rarely eat red meat and things like that at home because I just don't have time to cook it. But it's insane because I was looking at like prices, and we went to a grocery store in Spain. My friend Maria took us, and she wanted to she goes, "Hey, I really like this grocery store. Like, I just want to show you guys," because it was, we were with another chef buddy and things like that. And we walked through, and I also took a video of the wine section.
Mm-hmm.
And the wines were like, I think the most expensive bottle of wine that I saw was $40 or €40. And there were like, their mid-tier wines were $5.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
people got fucking wine coming out of their ass in Europe.
True, but it's just like a glass. Okay, prime example, wine, right?
Right. We
were in Greece. Jackie ordered a glass of wine, or so she thought was a glass of wine, and it was €4. Okay. And then all of a sudden, a 500 milliliter bottle of wine came, and she goes, "Well, looks like I'm drinking a bottle of wine today."
Yeah.
And it was complete shit. I'll tell you that much. But you could get a bottle of wine for €4
you can get
at a restaurant.
Inexpensive.
It wasn't like you were at, Trader Joe's getting a $2 chuck.
Right.
Well, now it's not even $2 anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? You can't even say that anymore.
Yeah.
And we went to this grocery store, and we're looking at all the prices of things and how different everything was. Even just like the color of like the candy and everything. Like, they don't have.
It's not vibrant.
No, they don't have these colorings, the red 5 and yellow 67 or whatever it is. Like, it's just they don't have it. They just don't allow it.
Yeah, they don't allow it.
But then I went back home or back to the hotel, and I pounded some Sour Patch Kids. I'm not going to lie.
Did you bring some with you?
I had them. I got them at the airport. Yeah.
This airport in this country.
I got it at O'Hare. Yeah. Then I went back with, when we went back to the hotel, I was eating some Sour Patch Kids. I'm not going to lie.
There you go.
Guilty pleasure,
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Sour Patch.
All of them, like the flavor?
I don't discriminate.
Like, I prefer the watermelon one.
The watermelon ones hit. Yeah. But
that's my favorite.
A Sour Patch Kid, I'll eat them all. Like the green ones, the people don't like the orange ones. I'll eat the orange ones.
Are you a sour candy person? Like over chocolate, like a candy bar?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for a peanut M&M though.
Yeah.
Or a Snickers almond. Or I know one of my favorite candies growing up was Almond Joy.
Yeah. You're fucking weird. You're the only one that likes Almond Joy.
You got to like coconut.
Yeah. But like, it's such an old person candy.
No, it's not a Werther's Original.
No, it's Werther's Original's hit.
But that's an old person candy.
Yes, but Almond fucking Joy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, it's also funny too because I grew up obviously eating that kind of stuff, and then when I went to college, I'm assuming you experienced the same thing, and then you actually ate the chocolate, and then you went back to a candy bar, and you're like, God, this tastes like plastic.
It's awful.
Yeah, because it's just chocolate and oil.
Yep. If maybe chocolate, like
it's probably chocolate. It's some kind of chocolate, but it's definitely chocolate with oil. That's
like a Hershey's Kiss.
Exactly. That's what
garbage.
That's what covers. That's how all those candy bars are made. It's chocolate with oil in that. That's what the covering is. It's not actual totally just chocolate.
Yeah, I mean, look at the back of the
ingredients. Yeah.
When the first ingredient on a chocolate bar isn't chocolate,
corn syrup.
Like, that's fucked up.
It is what it is.
And then now it's artisanal. So then you have to go get like a chocolate bar. Like what we have to do when we make our chocolate bars at the bakery. Right. It's like a 3-day fucking process to get them. Right.
I don't know if it's 3 days, but okay.
Okay. But because of the cost of everything, we have to charge so much.
Right. You're charging like $7, $8 for a candy bar.
Yeah. But then everyone's like, why am I going to do this? I can go get a Hershey's fucking king size bar at the store for $1.59.
But that's anything though. Like, think about it. Like, you can get the 12-pack of croissants at Costco, or you for $5, or you can pay for a croissant at a bakery for $7.
I got you.
Just whatever your world, we live in it.
But it's also, so when we were over there, we were eating out every day.
Right.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, everything. We were eating out. Our most expensive meal.
Yeah.
And there was 6 of us. It was $111 total.
Yeah.
Because that's what it came out to. So it was like €100.
Yeah. I remember this was years ago. I did a food seminar. Well, traveled Spain for 3 weeks as a part of, it was one of the classes we took as a bachelor's program. And in Spain, we went to 6 or 7 different cities. You were just basically sharing the whole time.
Yeah.
Rarely, I mean, we got to eat at Mugarit's, which was awesome. And, but you're basically around a bunch of people. You brought a bunch of people to the restaurant, and then you were just eating for hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
That's all. That's literally all we did.
Yeah.
Spain's food is great, though.
Yeah.
Like, I could have spent more time in Spain.
Yeah. I see you did not go to Portugal.
No, because
which is a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Boss didn't allow me more time.
Okay,
so
ladies and gentlemen, he had 3 weeks off.
17 days.
But it accumulated to 3 weeks, roughly.
Okay.
And I think that is more than generous.
Well, I mean, you wanted me to go see your family in Portugal.
You would have had to have gotten there on another plane because they're on the island.
That's fine. I forgot you're an island boy.
I'm an island boy.
No, but
maybe one day I'll take you. Well, I won't take you. We can all go to Portugal. Can't afford that.
Take me?
I'm not taking you.
You're so thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
No, but Spain's food is amazing. I've always enjoyed the Spanish cuisine. It's so similar to Greek food,
right? I mean, all of those countries are.
But and I hate to say it's got a little more flair. It's got a little more spice to it.
Spain does.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it is very good. Like, one thing that I hadn't had before, and I forgot what it's called, and we had it at every meal, and I feel like an asshole.
Paella?
No, we actually didn't have any paella. My friend Maria said, we can't get paella in Madrid. She goes, it's not good. She goes, we got to go to Valencia. And I was like, well, lady, I'm here.
Right.
But we got this dish, and it's French fries.
Uh-huh.
And I thought about you.
Why?
Because listen, it was French fries with eggs and jamon. And when we went to some restaurants, they cut it up for us. When we went to others, they did not. Maria said the fancy restaurants cut it up for you and mix it. They cut everything up for you, mix it up, and then serve it up. So you're just eating eggs, jamon, French fries.
Why did that make you think of me?
Because when we did the dinner with your ma, and so you guys, the Portuguese just stole it from the French. So you guys are a bunch of thieves.
Well, number one, you were in Spain, not France.
Sorry. God damn it. I ruined the joke.
You did ruin the joke. Yeah. So we just wrapped up the homestead season too. So it was Portugal again. And last year my mom came out. It was everyone's favorite dish, was basically codfish, salted cod with French fries. So you cook the codfish, you fry the French fries, and you basically just mix it together. And people were fucking losing their goddamn. Like, we had spent time plating, and literally the dish just looked like a mess.
It did, and that's what happened. Like, it comes and you're like, wow, this looks so pretty, and then they just sit there and fucking cut it and mix up French fries.
Yeah. So and then French fries, we also serve a lot of French fries with steak.
Yep.
Which is what I do at Homestead. We had the steak sandwich, and it came with fries.
No, I mean it was really, really good, and we had it, I think, 3 times. We had different croquettes everywhere, which was amazing.
But yeah, I think that the food out there is just amazing. So
no,
you can't go wrong. I don't think you can go wrong with anything out there.
No, I did not. I had a good meal at a gas station.
Yeah.
If anybody has never been to an auto grill, have you been to an auto grill? Dude, it's one of the coolest fucking places I've ever been to. This was in Italy, and then I thought they were only in Italy. Driving to Athens, see one in Athens, almost fucking hung a right off the highway to go back to go check out that one. But I would have to backtrack. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
But while I was away,
Yeah.
I did see more about your little show.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can talk about it yet.
Well, it was announced. I will be on the Harry Potter Wizards of Baking airing. I don't know when we're going to release this episode. This episode might come out right before it starts airing. But we'll talk about it in another episode, because this episode's all about you. It's all about you and your trip.
Thank you so much.
So we are going to talk about your experiences, your flights, why you came back.
The fucking flight. I don't know why I came back.
Yeah.
I don't know why I came back, because I was living my life.
You're living the life out there. So talk about, like what it was like. Obviously, you've been on a plane that's that long, but the hospitality on the plane, what you flew, what was it like out there.
I'm not going to talk about who we flew with, but it was a very reputable airline. I was not happy at all, though. First time ever I flew direct to Europe, to Greece, right?
Well, you'd have to fly direct to Europe.
Well, what I mean, like to
stop in the ocean in the middle.
We flew direct to Italy and then flew back from Athens to Chicago direct.
Okay.
Normally, we couldn't. Last time we went to Greece, that really wasn't available.
Sure.
You would have to stop in Germany or another country in Europe and then fly to Greece.
Okay. It's a long flight. When I flew to London, it was a long flight, and that's even further.
It's not. It was. Here's the thing. It wasn't bad. Yeah. We flew. It was 8.5 hours to Italy, and then 10.5 back. We gained an hour because we got some winds or something. I don't know.
Did you do a red eye?
Yeah.
Red eye is the way to go. People knock the red eye, but I think when you're going to Europe, I prefer the red eye flight.
You should, because then you get there in the
time zone. Yeah.
We were still up for like 37 hours to try to regulate our sleep. So we were in Rome just floating through
because for the day.
It was wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
don't drop the name. You almost dropped it.
I really wish that I could go and fly at the heyday of airlines, because I feel, and I'm really sorry, that it's just gone to shit.
I think it depends on what you're flying. Like Spirit, yes.
Okay, I was flying a very good airline, or so I thought.
It wasn't Spirit?
It was not fucking... Yeah, I flew Spirit to fucking Greece. No,
you wouldn't have made it there.
No, I would not have. We ended up, we got seats. We went with our friend and we got seats. So we were sitting in the middle.
Okay.
But we had to go in the back. Those were the only ones in economy.
You didn't get the individual.
You don't pay me enough to fly that. Okay. And
you could have gotten the middle section.
We did get the middle section.
So it was the upgrade. So it's like the one that has a little bit more legroom?
No, bro.
You were in the economy.
I was in economy.
So there's the first class that you have your own cubicle.
Already gone.
And then you have the next one, which is a little bit more legroom.
Yes.
And then you have the by the toilets.
Yeah. I was fucking...
By the toilets?
The third tier in the Titanic in the back. Okay?
Got it.
And we were by the toilets. We were by the galley kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. And the flight attendants were loud as fuck. Okay.
In the middle of the night, you're trying to sleep.
Oh my God. I was like just attempting. I was actually editing this podcast at one point.
Not this episode.
Not this. Yeah, this episode. Yeah. I was editing the podcast and I could hear them over the jet engines.
Yeah.
Over my fucking Beats headphones.
Right.
They're banging pots is what it sounded like. And then they were just talking shit.
But you know they're not cooking in a pot because they're just putting it in an oven.
Are they even putting it in? What's back there?
It's like a wall of ovens to keep the... I don't know if I think it's just a warmer, to be honest with you. But it's got to get up to temperature. Otherwise, everyone would be like shitting their brains out because the temperature
the food was horrendous. It's gotten even worse.
So the food was amazing when I went to London when I flew.
I'm questioning your palate.
No, I mean, it was really good. I mean, we flew different airlines. You flew something, obviously. I flew British Airways, which was very good.
Which was funny because when I purchased my ticket, it was with British Airways. And then they said, no, now it's switching to this airline.
Right. So for those that don't know, this airline this airline is merged with British Airways. You can look it up yourself.
Yeah,
because,
I mean, cool. All right, guys. All right. I thought it was going to be good, but I got fucked. I don't know what happened. Okay. I thought I was like, cool, we're going to go. Even my brother Nico was just like, have fun. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, and he's like, no, it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So we went and we're sitting in the back, right?
Yeah.
And I think as it goes back, there's less and less space, right?
You think you think the rows get smaller?
Yes.
Like
my knees were touching the back of the front of the seat.
I will say, if you don't get like that first upgrade, that's like a little more. When I've flown to Europe, and yes, you and I are on the same height, about 6 feet. So yeah, our knees do kind of touch, but I usually just recline the seat back, and I'm fine.
I didn't know mean person.
Oh, yeah, but I just found this about you. You don't recline the fucking chair.
No,
why not?
Because the guy behind me,
they're all reclining. That's
no one's reclining.
I would like anybody to let us know if you do or do not recline, because I find it hard. Well, that's weird.
No, I've never done it because I always think about the fucking guy behind me.
Yeah, but the seats are made to recline.
Yeah, cool. They're made to recline, and then what happens to the person? You're sitting there, and the seat goes back. This guy's fucking tray table falls in their nuts. Like, what do you like? Are you serious right now? This guy's over there drinking that nasty ass burnt ash coffee,
Yeah.
okay, and it falls on his nuts.
Nothing is falling on anyone's
Okay.
nuts. The chairs are made to recline, and yes, the tray does move back. However, it's made to move back, and then that person behind you just reclines as well. Like it's just the kind of a domino effect.
No, I think we're all in it together.
Well, I'm fucking reclining.
I'm not. I can't do it.
Oh, well, that sucks
I just
to be
feel
you.
bad.
Well, I clearly don't have a conscience.
Here's the thing. This is how bad it was. My wife is 5'4" on a good day.
Yeah.
Okay. She even said these seats are small. Like it was bad.
Sure.
But then even like the hospitality of it, you see these ads and they're like, oh, like welcome, like everything is so nice and welcome airlines and yada yada yada. And it was literally like, you know what it sounded like? Have you guys I don't know how to describe this. You know that guy, that street vendor, and it's a meme and it's like an Indian dude and he's like fucking banging up a trash lid or like a watermelon or some shit and he's screaming?
I've never seen
I'll
this.
show it to you later. Okay. That's what it was like in the back of that plane. And they were just loud and they were all talking shit about people that I could clearly hear.
I guess
That's a big no-no. We all talk shit. Okay, I'm going to let everybody know right now that is not in the hospitality industry. We talk shit about every single one of you, about your order.
Jesus.
We do. We do.
This was the best kept secret till about 10 seconds ago.
No, we all talk shit about you. We judge you on your order. We judge if you're the people that sit next to each other thigh to thigh at a restaurant. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, when it's like if it's like a booth and
yeah, and they said thigh to thigh. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing over there? What are you guys touching? And
I feel like this episode has fucking gone sideways.
no, dude,
real fucking
I got
fast.
mad because I was sitting there and I was like, we spent a lot of money on these tickets,
yeah,
right?
they're like over $1,000 each way. Total.
It was a pretty penny for all these flights.
Yeah,
and
you could have spent the extra $80 and gotten the extra legroom.
There was no more. I would have.
Yeah, who booked their flight late?
I booked my flight 5 months in advance,
and they were already all sold out on that.
Yes.
Well,
what do you want me to do?
Which is surprising because when I flew to London, I was able to upgrade still the night before.
Well,
it's because everyone knew you were flying. We shall remain nameless. They knew that you
said it.
Yeah, you needed the extra legroom, so everyone was like, "Fuck it, we need to get that extra legroom now because we're not going to be the Joe Schmo in the back who can't recline."
No, it was. This was just a.
Was it the same way coming back? Was it also just as bad?
Yes.
Really?
It was. Yes, it was the same. The one thing is, I was in the middle of the plane on the way back.
You had upgraded to the extra legroom.
No, there was no more extra leg. You keep bringing up this extra legroom like it was an option to me. I did not have the option.
I don't know. You didn't have. Okay, there is the economy.
Yes,
and then there's the second tier, which is the extra legroom.
Explain to me how airlines seating works.
But then,
there was nothing left. I'm telling you, the only upgrade
that exists
was an aisle seat that I got.
I know, I'm saying, but that upgrade does exist.
Yes.
I'm not saying you didn't exist.
But it was no longer available.
I know, but you're making it seem like I'm crazy, and where it's not just economy and the solo.
It's economy plus.
Yeah.
Okay, economy plus was no longer available.
Well, it sucks to be you.
Okay. TWA over here. Okay. God damn.
I don't know why you didn't just grab the the solo cubicle.
You know what? If I was solo, I would have. But
now you're blaming your wife.
I am. I'm blaming. It's all her fault.
Yeah.
No. But like the hospitality that like they're at the end of the day they are service workers, right?
Sure.
Okay. They were fucking rude.
You just let everybody know how rude we are, and now you're getting a gripe because they were rude.
No. We're going to talk shit about you when you order stupid shit.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, you just said how we make fun of you for everything. You're sitting side by side.
That's creepy.
You come in late.
That's weird because it's like usually like, what are you guys doing?
Why do you care?
Because I've seen some things in restaurants, okay, for people that said thigh to thigh, okay? I've seen some things. Anyway, they were coming by and like, I got hit every time.
Were you in the aisle?
Yeah. I got hit every time in the fucking elbow.
Because you put your, I have to, so I always pick an aisle because it's just more comfortable for me.
Yes.
So I always put my leg out. But I generally also don't sleep on a plane. But I had to remember, because I was going to sleep on the overnight, to bring my leg back in. But yeah, I'm pretty broad shouldered. So I was sitting.
He's a baker, guys. He's a baker. They have broad shoulders.
So I was sitting by the galley and I kept on getting hit. Not intentionally. Like, she felt bad.
I don't know if this one felt bad. And the one woman was just fucking rude.
Yeah.
And then she started yelling at this poor little Italian woman. She goes, "You can't bring those oranges back." And she was screaming at her.
Yeah, but she had gotten through.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, the customs isn't until you get where you land.
Yes.
So
she's screaming at this woman. You could just pull up a translator app and just be like, "Hey, ma'am, I recommend."
Why couldn't she bring the oranges up? Like, how does she know she didn't get the oranges from the airport?
The fuck if I know.
It's like she was bringing clams.
I don't, dude. I don't know. She had 3 little fucking clementines.
Yeah.
That she was sharing with her sweet old little husband over there, and this woman is getting yelled at. Okay. Anyway, it was a very bizarre experience, and I think I just get frustrated because I would never do that, and I would never treat a guest like that, and we wouldn't allow, servers or anybody in our restaurants treat anybody like that. And when you spend,
thousands of dollars
on flights, you would think that people would have a little bit of more common courtesy. We're in a fucking tube, okay? Like, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And it was just a very rude experience.
Sure.
It was not fun.
Yeah. Well, now that we've taken up most of this episode on your experience on the plane, we have a little bit of time. Mm-hmm. A little bit means a little bit to talk about how it was out there.
You know what? It was honestly, it was the best. Italy, like I said, was there for a friend's kind of wedding. His Italian family couldn't come.
But that wasn't the reason you were flying. It was your honeymoon, right?
It was our honeymoon, but this happened, and then we just kind of
dovetailed it.
Yeah, put it in, and we're like, cool, we'll go to Italy first and then hop around. Got to see Rome briefly. We were in a small village in Italy right afterwards. We ate a lot. We drank a lot. I had eggplant parm that was actually good. Mm-hmm. It actually tasted like something, not just fucking water and red sauce.
Yeah.
Made by Zia Donatella. Shout out to my buddy Nico's aunt. She made a bomb fucking eggplant parm, and I had another chicken. Could have been a rooster too. Over there, she had made it, and my buddy Nico turns to me. He's like, "That was clucking this morning," and I said, "All right." So it was a super cool experience, and then we went over to Madrid and got to see some tourist sites in Madrid. And Madrid is very similar to Chicago. It has organization like Chicago, not so much a grid system, but it's a lot more organized than Rome or Athens was from a city standpoint. And it definitely, it was definitely a city that I could probably live in.
Did you go to Barcelona?
We did not go to Barcelona. We wanted to, but there just wasn't enough time in the trip.
So you just did Madrid in Spain?
Just Madrid in Spain for 2 days. And then
where did you do? Where in Italy?
We went to Rome, and then we went to Ricciliano. Okay. I went to the Amalfi Coast. Okay. We did that whole thing, right? We had a lovely lunch. We swam. I got the lemon sorbet.
You did the things.
I did the things in Amalfi, right? I was living my best life.
You said you went to Pompeii, or you did.
We went to Pompeii,
and then you were telling me you went to see His Holiness.
Oh yeah, we did go to the Vatican. Vatican's super cool. Did not know all the history behind the Vatican. Highly recommend getting a tour and skip the line. Otherwise, you're going to be fucking yourself in line for 6.5 hours if you don't do that. Because that's how they get you, because the tickets are like $20.
Did you see, though, like where they film the movies all the time? Like, I don't know if it's AI or not, but like the iconic scenes.
I saw all these things. Like, I yelled at for taking a couple pictures because I didn't know.
You can't take a picture inside the Vatican?
There's certain places you're not allowed to take pictures.
That's how it is in Spain as well. Sometimes, depending in Europe where you are, because like a lot of the artwork is old, and so like flashes bother it. I remember, I think they are now having masses, but when I was in Spain, we went to go see the Sagrada Familia, how a church works is it needs to be completely closed in before you can start having masses in it. And this church, the Sagrada Familia, has been being built for centuries.
Yep, it's like 300 years.
And so I think they finally have now finished it, but it's not finished on the outside. It's just like this church has been being built for hundreds of years, but you couldn't take pictures inside of it.
Yeah, that was the same thing at the Vatican. But then when I followed those rules, but then I was like, oh, this is cool. And they're like, no pictures. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Greece.
Went to Greece, got into Athens. Hilarious thing about Athens, they have smoking pods. You would love it. Where right when you get off the plane, you can go in these little smoking pods, sponsored by Winston. Oh, okay. And you just smoke a couple cigs, wait for your bags. Bags start coming out.
You could grab them
and go.
Interesting.
It was definitely a great trip. We then went and spent a few days with my grandmother in her village, and then we went to an island for a few days, and that was like the big honeymoon part. We went to this.
Oh, we can spare the details, please. PG.
We stayed at a super nice hotel, laid by the beach, things like that. I actually got a tan for the first time in a very long time.
You do look a little bit. You look actually like
darker.
Somewhat like what I'd look like, because you're like fucking.
I was a lot darker.
You're like Casper most of the time.
Yeah, I was a lot darker.
I didn't think you could get tan.
I do.
I know. I've only seen you like pasty white.
I got pictures. I'll show you pics.
Yeah. Please, none of the risque ones.
No, I'll show you. It's over. It's going to be cute.
Damn.
And then we went to Athens, and Athens is a super cool city, and I was excited to be there as an adult, because there is a restaurant there's restaurants and bars like in a 10-meter radius. Like there's 30 places you can go to, and people knock Europe for their hospitality. They were great. Everybody was very kind. Everybody was very attentive. There was only one incident in Greece. I think they just forgot about us, to be honest with you.
I don't think I've ever had a bad experience in Europe. I don't know if this is you were telling me how you felt like people had this misconception that
because of tipping.
Sure, but they make a livable wage.
Correct.
And when I was in Europe, I still tipped, which is, I think it's just a habit. So like if I were to get a coffee at a coffee shop, I would leave $1 or I would leave.
It would depend on where I was at, because I have heard in some places it's insulting. A lot of like the places in Athens or some of the touristy spots would have like a tip option, and then I would. Yeah. But then other places, like they didn't have that, so I didn't want to be rude.
Right. If I was paying with cash at like a coffee shop, I would leave a tip.
Yep.
But most of the time I was paying with my card. And so there's no line to leave a tip. So I didn't.
Yeah. Can we talk about how coffee is only $1 or only €1 for a fucking shot of espresso?
There you go.
Oh, dude, it was amazing. I was over there just pounding those things. I was sending pictures to my buddy Nico of every
Did you know
espresso
that coffee is the #1 drug in the world?
Well, I'm addicted.
There you go. It is the #1 drug in the world is coffee.
Why is it considered a drug?
Because you're addicted to it. Because people need coffee.
I just like it.
I know, but I'm saying, but people like, or people are like, oh, don't bother me till I've had my cup of coffee. Like people just need it.
Yeah, it's just a little caffeine. It's
I'm saying,
just a little something.
So maybe,
it's not crack. Okay.
No, I'm not saying you're fucking shooting heroin. I'm just saying it is the #1 traded drug in the world.
Good. I like it because it's delicious.
Yeah. Well, we're coming to the end because you took forever to talk about the damn airplane.
Well, what do you want me to say? If you guys really want to hear more about the trip, I could tell you more about the trip, but I don't want to, because sometimes when people go on trips and then they start telling you about the trip, you're like, I fucking wasn't there.
Yeah, but it's exciting to hear about it.
No, 100%. And like, here's the thing. I could go on for 3 hours about it. I took a cool boat ride.
Right.
It was like a private boat tour on the island. That was fucking tight. We did some cool shopping and stuff like that. Like I said, I got to see Athens as an adult, and everything's there, and it was really great. I got to see the Parthenon for the first time. I'd never been there because I would always go with Yaya, and she never wanted to. She actually told me, "Why are you wasting your time? It's a bunch of rocks." And I'm like, okay. But yeah, when you go on trips and somebody's like showing you pictures, like, dude, I fucking wasn't there. That's a great shot of the street you took.
Isn't it crazy though? Like, and this happens when people come to the States or when they just travel in general. Like we're so used to like Chicago is an example. We're used to Sears Tower, and we're used to the bean, right? But when people come here, they lose their fucking goddamn mind over it. So I think like that, to your point where your yaya was like, it's just a bunch of rocks. Like to her, it's in my backyard. Like nothing special. Like, let me go kill this rooster.
Yep.
Where you're just like, oh my God, this is like centuries of history. And that's the thing too. Like, I think people tend to forget
2,800 years old.
I was just saying, people tend to forget, like, we talk about this country, like this country is only what, 200 and something years old. And then you go to anywhere else and it's like centuries.
Yep.
And it's like crazy to think about, like,
where they have these giant palaces that you're taking tours
how did you even build that?
Yeah.
Like, we can't even fucking get people to put the toilet seat down in this country nowadays. But yet you guys built the,
Speaking of fucking toilet seats.
On the plane?
No. All of Europe hates toilet seats.
Why?
Every toilet, like, they're like loose or they're off or they're crusty and yellow. Like, it is insane.
Well, good thing you only have to sit down half the time.
Well, it was like you just didn't even want to use it. I was like, something's going to pop off. Something's going to crawl up my fucking pee hole. Like, dude, like, no, but seriously, you know what I mean? Like,
we need to edit half of this podcast.
No, like, and it was funny because like Jackie was even saying it. She was like, dude, like every country we've been to, the toilet seats,
even in the hotels.
Dude, our one hotel was super nice, super dope, really nice. The fucking toilet seat, you'd sit down, you'd fucking
it'd jimmy off.
Yeah. And it was at that point I was like, fuck it, we're moving on.
Yeah.
It's the end of the season, they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? We came to Greece at the end of September. So they're like, cool, they're shutting down. But every toilet seat that we went through over experience was fucked. It was. I need to know if it was just us or if I need other people to let us know if the toilet seats in Europe are. I'm being serious. Like, you know,
all right. Now that we have to edit half of the podcast, and you've been rambling about toilet seats and your bodily parts,
it's just a whole thing.
Yeah, clearly.
It's fine.
I think we're gonna wrap it up now.
All right, you wrap it up.
All right. Well, I do want to say that we got some exciting episodes coming up. Some exciting things happening on the podcast. Some special guests. Like I said, we'll do an episode on the show. We got some heavy hitters in the 50-50 group coming up. So we'll see.
Strap in, everybody.
Yep. But if you're still listening to the podcast, Godspeed. If you haven't fucking ran your car into a fucking bridge by now, listening to Christo talk about his experiences, thanks. And you can follow us on Instagram at Chef May I Call. Is it Chef May I Call or Chef May I Call Podcast?
Chef May I Call Podcast.
Yeah, you updated it. The TikTok and the Instagram now match, so it's Chef May I Call Podcast. And if you'd like to email us at chefmaycallpodcast@gmail.com, feel free to do so.
Diana did.
She did.
You might get a house call after you put her on blast.
Fresh herbs, people. Fresh herbs is all I'm asking for. If you got time to go get your pumpkin spice latte, you got time to get fresh herbs. And is she a pumpkin spice latte person?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, at least
she just looks like one.
Jesus.
Sorry, Diana.
On that note, before we get murdered, we're wrapping it up. Ciao, people.
Thank you very much.
Bye.